Alright, math start in the course 150, step by step, 127 through 150. Okay, so step number 1, square both sides. So we have x plus 5 equals this, minus 5 minus 5, square minus 6, so then minus 2x, so negative 1x equals that. Divide by negative 1, x equals 6. Try it in there, see if it works. 6 plus 5 is 11, square root of 11. 12 minus 1 is 11. Square root of 11, square root of 11. Yes, good. So the answer is 6. Use the square root property to solve this equation. Take the square root of both sides. This is going to be x plus 6 equals plus or minus 5. X plus 6 equals negative 5, or x plus 6 equals 5. Minus 6, so x is minus 11. Or minus x, x equals negative 1. Check it. Negative 11 plus 6, negative 5, negative 5 is 25. Yes, that's good. Put negative 1. Negative 1, that's going to be 5. 5 times 5 is 25. That's good too. So both answers are right. Solve the equation by completing the square. So complete the square, take half this number squared, add it to both sides. Half this number is 3, half this number is 3. 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9. So now this is x squared plus 6x, and that is going to be 4. X plus 3 is this. 3 times 3 is 9, 3x and 3x is 6x, x and x squared. So this is x plus 3 squared. That one and that one and that one are the same. Take the square root of both sides. So plus or minus, square root of this side is plus or minus 2. X plus 3 is negative 2, or x plus 3 equals 2. So minus 3, so x equals negative 5, or minus 3, so x equals a negative 1. So negative 5 and negative 1 by completing the square. Use the quadratic formula to solve the equation. 1m squared, 8m, and that. So a, b, and c, the coefficients of this. Put them in the formula. Negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a, quadratic formula. Negative 8, negative 8 squared. 4 times that. So negative is positive 8. Negative 8 is 64. And that times that is 48. That's square root of 16. Square root of 16 is 4. So you have divide by 2. So this is going to be 4 plus or minus 2. 4 minus 2. 4 plus 2. So it's going to be 2 and 6. Use the quadratic formula to solve. So we have a, b, c. 1 minus 5, negative 4. Put it in there. Negative is positive. 25 plus 16 is 41. And square root of 41, that's all we can do with it. So leave it alone, negative 5. Minus square root of 41 over 2. 5 plus square root of 41 over 2. That's it. Alright. A, B, C again. A, B, and C. Put the numbers in there. It's negative 4. 4 times 4 is 60 minus that, negative 36. But square root of a negative 1 is I. Negative 4 is 2i. Negative 9 is 3i. Negative 16. Negative 5 is 5i. Negative 5. So square root of negative 36 is going to be 6i. Divide by 2. So that's going to be negative 2 plus or minus 3i. So negative 2 plus 3i. Negative 2 minus 3i. Alright, so now state the vertex of this graph. So vertex is going to be the opposite of this number, which is going to be what? It's going to be negative 4. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. 0 squared, 0 plus 5. So g of negative 4 is 5. So that's the vertex of this. Also, other things, use a graphing calculator if you want to. Put it in there. Graph it to find domain and range. Let's do that right now. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Alright, so let's put that in there. So Windows, that's fine. Y is going to be parentheses x plus 4, close it, squared plus 5. And hit graph. There it goes. So it's over here somewhere. And you can do a trace if you want to find other points in there. Go this way, trace it. Find other spots in there. Now you can find the vertex. It would be negative 4, 5 right there. Anyway, so the domain of this, okay, is all real numbers. And the range is from negative 4, 5. So from 5 it goes up. So the bottom is going to be from where? From 5 to infinity. Domain is all real numbers. 5 to infinity is the range. Or you can say y is bigger than or equal to 5, or g of x is bigger than or equal to 5 for a domain. You have your vertex, and you have your axis symmetry, x equals -4, and vertex is -4, 5. Alright, let's graph this. Same thing, put it in a calculator. Okay, let's put it in there. It's going to be -4 parentheses x plus 2 plus parentheses squared plus 3. And that looks good. Hit graph. And it goes right there, this side. So it goes on this side. So we have, and you can do a trace, get some points in there. You can get close to that vertex right there, which would be at -2 and 3. Anyway, so now we got those points. So now what is the domain of this? Domain is all real numbers. And vertex is -2 and 3. Axis symmetry is -2. So now, so at -2 up 3, so this graph goes from where? From 3 to -infinity, that's in 3. Or f of x is from where? From 3 to -infinity, so from there. From -infinity to 3, or from less than or equal to 3, or f of x is less than or equal to 3. And it's a max right there. Graph this right here. Let's put it in a calculator. Sure, why not? So we have parentheses 1 divided by 4 parentheses x minus 2 squared minus 3, big minus sign 3, and let's hit graph. Okay, it looks like it goes right there somewhere. You can do a trace if you want, get some other points like 0, -2, so on. You can get the vertex if you want, get in there close to it, like 2 and -3. So now, for this, so domain is -infinity, infinity. The range is from -3 to infinity, bottom to top. Vertex is 2 and -3. Axis symmetry is x equals 2. So the range is bigger than or equal to -3, or f of x is greater than or equal to -3. That way. This one. Use the graph of y equals f of x of the function. G of x is f of x plus 3. So there's the original function, f of x. Plus 3 means this graph right here is going to get pushed up 3 spaces. So it's going to go from there to this space right here. So from there, moves up 3 spaces. The new one. F of x minus 2. And it's going to go shift the opposite of this, not negative, but positive 2. So the original graph's right here. So the graph's going to go which way? This way. So it's going to move it that way. How many spaces? 2 spaces. Shift right 2. This way. This one, 2 things going on. The original problem, and now f of x plus 4 minus 4. So this plus 4 is going to do the opposite. It's going to be -4. So it's going to shift to left, -4. And then this is going to push it down, -4. So it's going to go this way and then down this way. So the graph's going to go there and then there. There's our graph. F of x equals x squared plus 4x minus 5. Let's use the graphing calculator, of course. Let's put it in there. So it's going to be x squared plus 4x minus 5. Hit graph. So you can do trace if you want. There's the point right there, 0, -5, and other points if you want to. Go to the right, get another one. Go to the left, find the vertex, which is -2 and -9. Or so the point over here, -5, 0, close to it. Anyway, so now domain. It's all real numbers. Range is from -2, -9, so -9 is the lowest. So it goes this way. -infinity, infinity, from -9 up. So range is from -9 to infinity. or vertex is -2, -9. Axis symmetry is x equals -2. Range, y is bigger than or equal to -9, or f of x is bigger than or equal to -9. F of x equals that. Put it in a calculator, sure. Negative x squared, little x squared plus 8x minus 7. Hit graph. And there it goes. So it looks like this. Do a trace if you want to find some points on it. Go this way. You can find some more points right there. You can find the vertex up there. Pretty close to 4 and 9. Anyway, so now domain is -infinity to infinity. The range is from what? -infinity to that number 9. So -infinity to 9 is the range. Domain is all real numbers, or less than or equal to 9, or f of x is less than or equal to 9. This one, f of x equals x squared minus 9. So x squared is just this one right here. It's just there's the original one. So some points for it. These points belong to that one right there. But now we don't want that one. We want x squared minus 9. So what's going to happen? The graph's going to get pushed down 9 spaces. Or let's just do that one right there. Okay. So x squared minus 9. So we're going to go x squared minus 9. Hit graph. And there it goes. So it's under here. Original one. Shift it 9 spaces down. So you can do a trace. 0 and 8 and 9. There's one space. Vertex. And there's the other point. Alright, so now. So we have domain, -infinity to infinity. Range is from where? From -9 to infinity. From -9 to infinity. Vertex is 0 and 8 and 9. Axis symmetry is x equals 0. So range is y greater than or equal to -9, or f of x is greater than or equal to -9. This one. Let's put it in the calculator. Sure. So -11 x squared minus 22x, and hit graph. There it goes. Alright, so it's right there. So now do a trace. You can find 0, 0. That's one spot. And you can keep going up till you have the other spot here. It's a -111. It's another spot, vertex. And there's another one, -20. So there it is. So now we have domain, -infinity to infinity. Range is from 11 to -infinity. So from -infinity, bottom, to 11. Or vertex is -111. Max x symmetry is x equals -1. So range is less than or equal to 11. Or f of x is always less than what? Equal to 11. This way. Baseball is projected upward from the ground. That means it's like a little parabola going like this. So what is the maximum it goes? So from there to there. So vertex is -b over 2a. There's a, b, and c. Put these numbers in there. -32 over this. So that's going to be negative positive 1. F of 1. F of 1 means put it in there. 16 times 1 squared plus that. 1 times 1 is 1 times that 16. 32 minus 16 is 16. So at 1 and 16, that means that this is going to be a what? The max. The max is going to happen at 1, 16. 16 is the maximum height. Graph this. So put some numbers in there. -2. 4 to the -2, 1 over 4 squared. 4 times 4, 1 over 16. 4 to -1, 1 over 4 is 1/4. 0. 4 to the 0 is 1. 4 to the 1 is 4. 4 to the second, 4 times 4 is 16. Put those numbers in there. So at -2 it's 1/16. At -1 is 1/4. At 0 is 1. There's a y-intercept. And at 1 is up 4. And then up here it's 16. So it goes up like this. There's a horizontal asymptote here at y equals 0. And y-intercept is 0, 1. So it goes up, increases like this, exponential function. And the range is greater than 0 that way. Domain, it's all real numbers. 45. Put a number in -2. -2 is going to be bring it to the top. That's going to be positive 2, 6 and 6, 36, we're done. This one, put a negative 1 in there. So, negative 1 to negative 1 is positive 1. So we're just substituting in there for the x, okay, right here. So this is going to give you, rewrite this as 6 and 81, 81. That's going to be 6. To 0 is 1, 1, 6 to the 1 is 1, to the 2 is just, that's it. So now we have the numbers. So we have negative 1, we have negative 2 and up 36, way up there somewhere. We have negative 1 and up 6, we have 0 and up 1. We have 1 and 1, 6, and then 2 and 136, so it goes this way. So range is greater than 0. Domain is all real numbers. The y-intercept is 0, 1. At 0 you get what? 1. Horizontal asymptote, y equals 0. So that's it. And you can put it in your calculator if you want to. Yes, of course. Put it in the calculator? Sure, why not? 1/6 to the x. So 1 divided by 6 to the power of x. Let's graph that. There you go. So it goes there, this one. Cheese production in the country is currently growing at the rate of 4%. This is a formula. What happens from 2003 to 2009? So let's subtract those numbers first. That's 6. So we can put this number to the 6th power. Put it in a calculator, of course. So 8.2 times 1.04 to the power of 6 is 1037, which is rounded. Next number, second inner, is going to be to the 13th power. Let's go back up here. 13 is going to be 13.65, rounded, 13.7. Usually wet spring has caused the size of mosquito population in the city to grow, increase 8%. Started with a 260,000, and what happens? So we have the original problem, and what's going to happen is in 13, just 24th, and you started, so 24 minus 11 is going to give you 13, May 11, May 24th right there. So put it in the calculator, clear this one. 2, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, parentheses, 1.08 to the power of 13 is 707,102 point, or 707 rounded to the thousands. Find the amount Erica owes at the end of 6 years, 55,400 loaned to her at 8% compounding monthly. So there's the numbers, and there's a formula for compound. Put them in there. So we have that times that 72. So this times this to the 72 power. Let's do that in a calculator. 5400 parentheses 1 plus 0.08 divided by 12 to the power of 72 is 8712.9, these numbers, or rounded up to 8712. 0.91. Can we graph this in the machine? Sure, let's do it on the calculator. Let's clear this one. You're going to have 6 to the power of negative x, and hit graph. There it goes. So it's going to, or put some numbers in there. Put negative 2 in there. Negative is positive. Put negative in there. Negative is positive. 0, 0, it's just 1. So this one, 1 over 6, 1 over 6 squared. Those numbers are right there. And the range is bigger than 0. And that's it. Anything else? Write the first terms of each sequence. 2n plus 4. Put 2 times 1 is 2 plus that. There it is. 2 times 2 is 4 and that. 2 times 3 is 6 and 4 is 10. 2 times 4 is 8 and 4 is 12. And then 2 times 5 is 10 and 4 is 14. And then that's it. We're done. End of review.